Thank you so much for joining me today at Everyday Yoga. My name is Christine. My pronouns are she and her, and we are doing a chair yoga class today. We're going to practice some vagal toning, that vagal nerve that connects the brain to all the other organs in the body, that helps us to turn on our parasympathetic nervous system, which in turn helps us lower blood pressure, blood sugar, inflammation, because those are all things that get turned on when we get stressed out. So we are going to lower our stress today. We're also going to do some practices. I'm just stepping forward to see what's in the chat here. Oh, great, Candy. Thank you for sharing that cold shower tips. One of the students just shared that if you take an ice cold shower for maybe 5 breaths at the end of your regular shower, it can help lower blood pressure. It has helped her, along with the humming exercise that we're going to do for vagal toning. So let's start with that, starting with our breath. Let's go ahead and just bring ourselves here into the present moment. And let's bring the hands to the tops of the thighs and just get some gentle movement, rocking forward and rocking back, pressing your feet onto the floor in front of you. And if they don't comfortably reach the floor, maybe prop them up on a folded blanket or pillow or a yoga block like I have here at the side. And just press into your sit bones on your seat. Maybe close your eyes. And then as you begin to rock forward this time, maybe take a gentle back bend and inhale. Slowing it down, exhale, start to round the spine any amount and bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, draw the heart forward, draw the elbows back, the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, round the belly button to the spine, chin to chest. And just nice and slow, moving with your breath. We're just moving the spine, moving the synovial fluid that lubricates the spine. Counteracting the movements that we do habitually throughout our day. One more time in each direction. Finishing with an exhale in that rounded cat back. And then inhale yourself back up to a nice tall spine. Come in to notice your breath. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe take a soft gaze. And just notice your breath as it enters and exits your nose. Notice where the breath is happening in your body. Is it happening up in your shoulders, in your chest, down in your belly? Just notice for a couple breaths before you change anything. And even with that noticing, you might begin to realize that you are slowing your breath down. That maybe it is becoming softer. We're just going to do a gentle 3-part breath here, just to bring mindfulness to where we're breathing into the body. So bring your left hand to your low belly and the right hand to cover the left hand. And as you inhale, just notice the expansion of your breath as you intentionally draw the breath deeper. And notice the softening of the belly as you let it out, maybe exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. And then coming back to inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Continue breathing here. And you might want to even imagine that your belly is a water balloon. And you've got that water balloon all hooked up to your faucet. It's turning on the water. You fill up the balloon. And removing the balloon from the faucet, all the water, all the air just spills out the top. Just find 3 more breaths there, with or without the visualization. Expanding the belly into your hands. Softening. As you breathe, relax your shoulders. Soften your jaw. And after you've found that 3rd breath there, go ahead and take your right hand to your chest, right in the center above the heart, and then place the left hand on top of the right. And then just focus on the breath, filling the chest region. Inhale, notice how the chest rises into your hands. Exhale, notice how it softens down, softening the shoulders, tuck the chin gently. Inhale to rise. Exhale to soften. And we'll continue here, and you might add a little visualization here that maybe there's a hot air balloon in the chest. And as you inhale, it fills up from the bottom, all the way up to the collarbones, into the shoulders. Exhale, all the air comes out the bottom. Let's find 3 more breaths there, with or without the visualization. Softening the face. And after you've found that 3rd breath there, let's take the hands to the rib cage. You might kind of bring your fingertips alongside the ribs so that they're sort of up underneath the bra line, thumbs going up the side body. And so with your hands on your ribs, now focus on expanding the rib cage as you inhale. Hugging the ribs inward as you exhale. Soften the shoulders. Just filling up from side to side. Expanding into both sides of the body. And hug the ribs inward. And we'll find 3 more breaths there, either with the hands at the rib cage, or you can release that and bring them down to your thighs or knees. Breathing into the ribs. Just focusing on that side to side expansion. Calming down the breath. Calming down the nervous system. And then let's put that all together. So with your next inhale, breathe into the belly. Continue the breath into the chest. Expand the breath into the ribs. And then exhale from the ribs, and then the chest, and then the belly. You can keep your hands on your body or on your thighs, whatever works best for you. We're just going to find 3 more full breaths like that, inhaling to fill the belly, and then the chest, and then the rib cage. Exhale, ribs hug inward, chest falls. Belly button gently comes in towards the spine. 2 more at your own pace. And then we'll find 3 more breaths, and this time we're gonna feel everything at the same time. Inhale, expanding the whole entire torso, top, bottom, side to side. Exhale, everything softens, hugs inward. Again, inhale, fill the whole torso, feel yourself expanding. Everything hugs inward, softening as you exhale. One more time. And then we're going to do one more breath practice. You can just let that breath go, but keep that nice, soft, full, rich breath going. We're going to do a vibration breath, a humming breath. It's also called buzzing bee breath, or in the Sanskrit, Bhramari breath. So first we're going to interlace our fingers and bring the hands to rest on the crown of your head. We're going to do 3 rounds of breath here. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale, either buzzing through the teeth like this, zzz, or humming with the lips closed like this. So let's take an inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, find the sensation, the mouth position that works best for you. Inhale together. 2 more times. Last time. And then release your hands to rest on your thighs. And just notice what you notice. You might have noticed a buzzing sensation, vibration in your hands, in your head, in your chest. What we're doing there is we're stimulating that vagal nerve that travels from the brain to all of the organs. It's the nerve from which your gut talks to your brain and your brain talks to your gut. Then we're going to take the hands over the chest again. Doesn't matter which one's first, you choose. We're going to find 3 more humming breaths here. So again, as you hum, notice where you feel vibration, where you feel sensation. Maybe you can intentionally direct it where you want to direct it. So let's take an inhale to prepare. 2 more. And this time we'll bring the hands to the belly. Maybe alternate which hand is on the bottom, and we'll find 3 more humming breaths here, looking for whatever you notice. Inhale to prepare. And then just release the hands. Maybe turn the palms up to encourage the shoulder blades down the back. Physically drawing the elbows down to the earth, but also maybe thinking about the symbolism of the hands open, maybe offering something, maybe letting something go. And just notice your energy, how your body feels now as compared to before our practice. And all we've really done is focus on the breath, but that is so important in balancing our system. But it's also important to get that blood flow and the synovial fluid flow in the joints and in the spine. So the next time you inhale, let's just sweep those hands out to the sides and reach up alongside the ears. Exhale, turn the palms down and let the hands float back down towards the earth. Inhale, turn the palms up towards the sky. Exhale, float the arms down. Let the fingertips come down, pointing towards the earth. One more time, let's inhale the arms up into this nice V shape. Bring them all the way up towards the ears, and as you exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back, hug the ribs in, rotate the pinkies inward, and notice all the space that creates behind the shoulder blades. Let's take another full breath here. And then one more inhale. And as you exhale, we'll simply twist very gently over to the right, letting the arms float downward. Inhale, turn right back to center, right back to victorious arms. Exhale, gentle twist left. Hands float down wherever they reach. Inhale, back to center, arms reaching up, and we'll twist again towards the right. We'll do this a couple times to each side, just kind of warming up the spine here, moving in a really deliberate way, being very gentle with the ribs, with the side body. One more time over to the left. And then we'll reach the fingertips up alongside the ears. Exhale, release the hands down to the legs. And then we're gonna get into the hips and the low back a little bit here. So either cross the right ankle over the left ankle, or cross the right knee on top of the left knee, or bring the right ankle to the top of the left thigh. So whichever feels best in your hips today, we're gonna find that tall spine here. So notice your spine, bring your inner awareness to the length of the spine, all the way from the base of the spine up to the base of the skull. See if you can encourage a little more space between each and every vertebra. Let those shoulder blades come down the back. Let the elbows soften downward and tuck the chin so that the ears are kind of drawn up towards the sky. This might be enough for that right hip, or you might inhale, find a little more length here. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, drawing the heart forward, keeping the chin tucked and the shoulder blades down the back, and just stopping where you feel that first stretching sensation in the low back, in the hip. This might be enough for you right here, or you might want to inhale and find a little bit more length. Exhale, find a little bit more depth. Stop before you get past your edge. Just brush up against the edge gently. And as we're here, we're gonna find that same deep, low belly breath, that water balloon breath, way down into the low belly. But with the belly pressed against the legs like this, it's got nowhere to go but that low back and the hips. So as you inhale into that low belly, focus on the expansion of the back body. The lower right back, right hip is where I feel it. You might feel it in different places. And you might even expand into the ribs as well here. Expanding the low belly and side to side into the rib cage. Notice as you exhale that you can soften and release tension there. One more full breath wherever you are, tucking that chin, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll inhale back up to a tall spine. Exhale, release the crossed legs, and we're just gonna windshield wiper the knees a little bit from side to side. Just kind of letting things go until we do the same thing on the other side. So if you had your ankles crossed on the first side, do that on the second side. Knees crossed, do that on the second side. If your ankle was on top, do that on the second side too. Unless you have some kind of mobility issue, just go as far as you comfortably can. We'll find that same tall spine, tuck chin, shoulder blades relaxing down the back. Inhale here, exhale, hinge forward at the hips any amount. So we're not folding forward at the waist, but at the hip flexors. And we'll find that same little incremental journey that we had on the first side. Inhaling length into the spine, exhaling depth into your forward fold. And you might play with the breath a little bit here, breathing into the rib cage from side to side. Breathing down deep into the belly, expanding the back and the hip. Maybe allowing yourself to come a little bit deeper if that feels good. And we'll find one more full breath here. And then inhale all the way back up to a tall spine. Exhale, unwind. And we'll just windshield wiper the knees again from side to side. Let's get into the side body here a little bit. So go ahead and find yourself towards the front of the chair as safely as you can possibly get here. Let's inhale and bring the arms up alongside the ears again. As you exhale, float those right fingertips down, just reaching up now with that left fingertip. Inhale, both arms alongside the ears. Exhale, left fingertips come down. We'll do that again. We're just finding length in the side body for now. As the right fingertips come down, press into that left sit bone, reach up with the right hand. And as the left fingertips come down, press into that right hip, reach up with the right fingers. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right fingertips down. And this time, let's stay right here. You can bring that right hand to your right thigh, your chair, your hip, whatever feels nice for you here. You might stay here, or you might inhale a little bit more length. And as you exhale, hinge over towards the right any amount, getting a little deeper into the left side of the body, keeping those right sit bones, that right sit bone anchored down to your chair as you reach the fingers up towards the sky. We'll take another full breath here, expanding the left side of the rib cage. And then we'll inhale both arms alongside the ears. Exhale, left fingertips come down. Just getting long to start with through the right side of the body, keeping the right hip anchored, reaching up with the right fingertips. One more inhale, and maybe as you exhale, you hinge over towards the left any amount, breathing into the right side of the rib cage. Keeping the right hip anchored. And then we'll inhale, both fingers high to the sky. Well, all 10 fingers, really, both hands high to the sky. Exhale, let's float them downwards. Let's go ahead and get into those shoulders a little bit too here. Let's inhale and draw that right arm out in front of you as if you were going to shake hands with somebody. So the palm is facing towards center, but up at shoulder height or as high as you can comfortably get here in the shoulder. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. But we're going to treat the shoulder, imagine that ball and socket joint that you have here. And we're going to treat the shoulder kind of like a piston. So we're going to reach out and down and back and up, just kind of rotating that shoulder in the socket. Getting a little movement, thinking, you know, like machinery on a belt or something. I'm not a real machiney person, so forgive me, but I'm thinking machinery here, piston. And then we'll reverse that rotation. Just getting all that wonderful synovial fluid in there to lubricate the shoulder. And then we'll do the other side. So I'll just switch so you can see once again, we're extending the left arm out, thumb pointed upward, and we're just gonna rotate that shoulder right there in the socket. And then we'll reverse the rotations. And it might feel a little awkward and funky because we don't typically move our shoulder this way, but that's the best thing about yoga is moving yourself out of those habitual ways of movement and getting complementary movement. We'll come back to center, shake the arms out if you like. Let's just roll the shoulders one at a time, up and back and down. Just kind of thinking about just letting it be smooth and soft and maybe a little sexy. And then we'll reverse the rotations, coming out of your default way of doing it. And so maybe it looks a little less sexy because it feels a little awkward and weird. But again, we're getting out of our habitual ways of movement. And then we'll come back to center. Let's just pitter patter out the feet. Let's draw that right knee in towards the heart. Just interlace those fingers around the front of the shin and find some ankle rotations here in one direction and then in the other. Maybe point and flex your right foot. You can rock the ankle gently from side to side. And then we'll do the same thing with the left, interlace the fingers across the front of the shin. But again, maybe find your default way of interlacing your fingers and switch it up so your opposite index finger is on top. And then begin those ankle rotations. I've sprained this ankle a time or two, so it does sound a little funky. So I apologize for any weird noises from my ankle. And the garbage truck outside my window, but hey. And then rock that ankle from side to side. And then we'll go ahead and release the foot back down to the earth. And we'll begin to close our practice. So let's inhale and reach the arms up alongside the ears. Bring the palms together and draw the thumbs down to meet your heart as you exhale. Maybe close your eyes to come inward. Maybe bring your chin down towards your chest, drawing the elbows down towards the earth, drawing the base of the skull up towards the sky as the chin comes down, and enjoy that nice little neck stretch here. You might bring the right ear over towards the right shoulder, and then the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then come right back down to center. And we'll inhale the head back up to the top of the spine. And we're going to find 3 more of those humming breaths with the hands anchored here at the heart. You can do it the way that we did it at the beginning of our class, inhaling to prepare, exhaling to buzz or hum through the teeth. Or you can do it in the yogi tradition. For thousands of years, they've been practicing the sound of Om. And while it might feel a little silly to do that, if you are in a place where you can comfortably join me in that sound, it is a sound that the yogis have known for thousands of years, also stimulates our vagal nerve just like the humming sound does. But it also offers something a little extra, the sense of that primordial sound of creation in the yogi tradition. So if you'd like to join me in 3 ohms, please feel free to do that. If you would like to take the humming or buzzing breath instead, feel free to do that as well. We'll all take an inhale to prepare. Om. And at this point, if you'd like to join me in a traditional namaste, you can tilt your chin gently towards your heart, bowing down in respect and reverence for yourself, for those with whom you've shared your practice, and for anyone else you meet along your way. The light within me honors the light within each of you. Namaste.